It's preparing, it's loading. Which way? Oh no, the makeup, the final makeup. You don't. I don't need it. It's fine. We're live, live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube, guys. It's fine. We're live on YouTube.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the Naarpr Reportback event. Just to start off, we're going to do some quick introductions. Actually, I should probably talk about Naarpr for those of you who don't know anything about Naarpr and for those of you tuning in. So Naarpr is a National Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, and the panelists, the wonderful panelists on tonight's panel, all went to Chicago to attend the 2025 Naarpr conference. So we're gonna do some quick introductions. So if you could tell us your name, your role within CSO, and anything else you'd like us to know about you. So I'll start. My name is Derek. I am one of the PAC co-chairs, and I went to Naarpr this year.
Hi, my name is Isabella Rivera, and I'm Jeremy Flores' mom.
Hello, my name is Sergio Flores, and I'm Jeremy Flores' brother.
Hello, everyone. Jordan Pena, one of the co-chairs for Central CSO Deliberation Committee. I've been part of Central CSO for like 3-4 years now. So yeah.
Hello, my name is Luis Fuentes. I've been a part of Central CSO for 10 years. And I was formerly in the executive board of the National Alliance.
Yeah, hello, everybody. Dr. Maria Carlos Monte, member of Central CSO. And with our education committee, but of course we support the Police Accountability Committee and our Immigration Committee.
Hey everyone, I'm Karina Ishide Pronouns. I've been a member of Central CSO for 3 years now, and I'm a co-chair of the executive committee.
Good evening, I'm Vanessa Lopete, and I help lead the immigration work for Central CSO.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel, your co-chairs for the Police Accountability Committee. Shout out to the YouTube world for out here live stream. Yeah.
Thanks everyone for introducing yourself. So I guess we'll just jump straight into the panel questions. And I think the first person we're going to ask a question from is Karina. So Karina, as someone who's been to other Naarpr conferences in the past, what was your experience of this year's conference, and how did it differ from previous ones you've attended? And we'll give each panelist about 2 minutes to answer.
Awesome, that's a good question. Thank you, Derek. So yeah, I attended the Naarpr conference before this recent one, and that one also had a panel on L4A. But I think this year there was really a big emphasis on the immigration issue because of the political climate that we're living in right now with the Trump administration attacking Chicano and Latino folks and racially profiling our community to accomplish his agenda of mass deporting immigrants. And a big thing this year that really stood out to me as well was that organizers kept repeating over and over, unity in action, not in ideas, right? And so what that means is that we want to build a broad coalition with other organizations and anyone who can be united in our movement to fight the attacks against our community, whether that's immigrants, workers, women, trans people as well, Black and brown people. We want to even the Palestinian solidarity work, right? Students who have done a lot of organizing to show solidarity to Palestine are being attacked as well and politically repressed. And so that was a big part of this year's conference, was a lot of organizers really emphasizing that we need to build a broad united front and unite as many people as we can to try to fight Trump and the capitalist class that is trying to continue to put its boot on our neck. And so there was a lot of lessons to learn from organizers in DC and Chicago and Milwaukee as well. So yeah, that's a big thing that stood out to you.
Thank you, Karina. Next question is going to go to Carlos. Carlos, as a longtime Chicano revolutionary, what was your experience at this year's Naarpr conference, and how did it differ from national conferences you've attended in the past?
Well, this conference was awesome. I think there was over 1,000 people, but I really saw the energy, the revolutionary spirit of young people, Chicanos, Black, Asian, white, saying yes, supporting Palestine, but also uniting the struggle against police killings and the struggle against the reactionary Trump agenda. So to me, it was really, really motivating that a new generation of revolutionaries would come forward, and they're also open to fighting for socialism against the capitalist system.
To build like a mass, I guess, not really coalition, but a network of organizations to combat Trump and his cronies and all his politicians who are trying to oppress us and continue to drive this exploitation machine to us. But yeah, I thought it was amazing that over like almost 1,000 people, like Carlos said, came out to Chicago, because previously is always the struggle in Chicago is the most advanced when it comes to the National Alliance, but we're seeing like the growth happening throughout the country, under one basis of community control of the police, and also supporting the struggles of other oppressed people around the world. So definitely we are advancing our struggle in a lot of aspects in that way.
Thank you, Luis. Next question is for Jordan. So this was your first time at the Naarpr conference. You were also on the Legalization for All panel. So what was your experience with that in mind?
Awesome. Yeah, I think it was an amazing conference. It was very informational. It's very empowering, seeing just the collective of people there all fighting for the same thing in similar ways. As far as emceeing the Legalization for All panel, it was packed. It was a great panel. There was a lot of our panelists did amazing, and there was a lot of people there. What I think is like a big takeaway and very important is that everybody's fighting against ICE, fighting in different ways though, which is amazing. And it's good for us to be able to come back to LA and be like, okay, these are tactics that other orgs in other places are doing, and we can start implementing these tactics too. The big thing too that I think is amazing is CSO has we've been leaders in the fight for immigrant rights, and a lot of other organizations are mimicking what we've been doing with our body laws, with our outreach, with protests, just different things that we've been doing with the rapid response with to building coalition, things like that. Other orgs are doing it, so it's something good to be proud of. And yeah, Legalization for All is growing. The network itself is growing significantly. Just this year alone, there's been so many new chapters opening up in the L4A network. network. So it was really good. It was an amazing conference, very insightful.
Thank you, Jordan. Next question is for Benita. Benita, this is your first time at the Naarpr conference. What was your experience like? Sorry, you gotta read off the script. Okay. Yeah, what was your experience like being on the L for 8 and your experience at Naarpr overall?
Yeah, it was my first time attending Naarpr this year, and it was super empowering being in a room full of different generations, revolutionaries that are out there in the struggle, fighting for our people that are being repressed. My biggest takeaway was learning from other organizations like MIRAC in Minnesota and also in San Jose what they're doing, and in Jacksonville, how they're combating ICE in their own cities, and also hearing from other folks that are joining the legalization for all, how Jordan said that it's really bigger, and getting approached while doing for legalization for all, and getting asked how we can help them, and how they're like struggling to get people to do body walks and things like that, or they're newer organizations, so how they can get their name out there and become one day the guys Centros here. So, and just hearing a lot of good feedback on how we are leading the way for people nationwide. So I think that was like really cool. As my first time going to Naarpr and hearing all these positive things, that we have fans out there and they're all like praising us and like looking up to us. I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank you, Eva. Next question is for Sergio. As an impacted family, what was your experience at Naarpr like, considering that there were other impacted families there? You also spoke on Saturday. What was that experience like for you?
It was a great experience, to be honest, just being able to meet all the families affected by the same thing. Each one was a different story, but we all shared the same thing. And just hearing people out, hearing different families it really impacted us in a positive way. Just making us feel that we're not alone, that it happens to everyone. And it was great to talk to the families. Talking to over 500 people it was nerve-wracking, but I mean, to get that story across, it was good. And at the end of it, I felt really motivated and want to continue on with this.
Thank you, Sergio. Isabella, the next question is for you. Similar question, but as an impacted family member, what was your experience like at Naarpr, considering that there were other impacted families there?
It's amazing conference, and meeting all the families who suffer the same pain like us, making it more stronger to continue fighting for tyranny. And with other people in different places. Like my son said, is at the end is the same thing. I like to say, I'm so proud of the people who's in charge for the kinds of conference to help us, because I learned a lot about that. So from the 16 from now, I think I have more ideas to fight and continue. And I would like to give up both of my families and my mom. And I thought they got the same problem like that. It was so amazing. It was incredible conference. I loved it.
Derek, this next question is for you. Somebody want to ask me the question, but I can't ask it to myself.
Okay, Derek, this is your first time at Naarpr, and as a pack co-chair, what was your experience at Naarpr like?
Wonderful question, Jordan, that I definitely think about. Yeah, so this was my first time at Naarpr. It was a great experience. I recently joined the PAC work or became the co-chair of PAC, and we've also decided to take up the struggle of community control police. And Chicago was one of the few cities in the US that has community control police. So it was great to